Good afternoon, gardeners. Today is Saturday, December 14th, and I'm going to plant some shallots today. Before I get in too great of detail, a couple of weeks ago I posted a video on how I planted my garlic, and I will link to that above because I went into a lot of detail, and you will plant your shallots just like you plant your garlic. The reason why I'm making today's video is I want to show you a really cool way that you can install shallots, garlic, onions, leeks, and other bulbs. Here I have an 18-inch long drill bit that I bought for very cheap off of Amazon, and this drill bit attaches right into a standard power drill. And you can tighten it around the drill bit, and that drill bit will auger down 18 inches. So down here I have 2 bags of shallots that I'm going to put all throughout my beds, and I'm planting garlic and shallots strategically around my garden to interplant them around tomatoes and squash because they keep pests away, and tomatoes and squash are very susceptible to pests. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around to all of my beds and I'm going to punch a 2-inch deep hole spaced 6 inches apart to put my shallot starts. I'm going to take my auger and a tape measure, and I'm going to measure 2 inches and place a piece of tape there so I know exactly how deep to drill all of my holes. So here you can see I tied a piece of tape 2 inches up this drill bit, so I'm just going to go around in an assembly line fashion and punch the 2-inch deep hole about right in the middle of this 1 foot spacing in the row. This right here from edge to this black line is 1 foot, so I'm going to place a hole for the shallot every 6 inches. Alright, now we have all of our holes drilled in accurately. Now I'm going to dust all of those holes with bone meal. Bone meal is an organic source of phosphorus, and the reason why you want to dust everything with bone meal is because the phosphorus helps prefer root growth, and the first thing you want all of your shallots, onions, garlic, etc. to do is to grow roots. So all we're going to do is we're going to take a small handful of bone meal and just dust the holes a little bit. Alright, now that all the planting holes have been dusted with bone meal, we are going to plant our shallot. This right here is what the shallot looks like. And when you orient a shallot, at the bottom here, this is where the roots come out. If you can see them here, they're like fuzzy hairs. So this part goes down. This is the neck, and this is where the green tops will sprout. So you want to orient it just like this. You'll press it into your planting hole, and you'll just make sure that the top of the shallot comes pretty level to the top of the soil. And that's all you're going to do. You're just going to take them and plant them in each hole so they sit roughly flush with the top of the soil. Now that we have all of our shallot bulbs placed, I'm going to take this organic all-purpose fertilizer and put a literal pinch in each of the holes. Now you don't want to put too much because you don't want to give your bulbs too much nitrogen, or they may grow tops before they grow roots. Now this is a balanced fertilizer. It's a 4-4-4, so it is not high in nitrogen. You do not want to use a high nitrogen fertilizer for this. So I'm just going to take this little spoon and I'm just going to drizzle just a few granules around all of these. And this will slowly break down in the soil over the course of the year, and it will feed your shallots. If you've been watching this channel for a long time, you'll know that I'm a gardener that prefers organic over conventional fertilizers, but I don't always mandate it. This is one time where you really only want to use organic slow release, because with the chemical fertilizers, even the slow release, the nitrogen tends to release much earlier before the phosphorus and the potash. So if you're going to use a conventional fertilizer, just skip this step. Either use an organic 444 or an organic 555, or skip the granulated fertilizer altogether and just use a slow release organic compost, or just let your soil do the work. You do not want to add synthetic nitrogen. Now that the bulbs are in, and so is our bone meal and our slow release fertilizer, we're just going to go around and we're going to lightly backfill all of the holes that our shallots are buried in. And gently tamp them down. And it's okay if some of the tops are sticking up. Now that all of our holes are backfilled, I'm going to amend the soil with an inch or two of an organic compost. I'm going to use this organic mushroom compost, but you can use any good quality organic compost that you choose. And we're just going to place a little bit on top of each trench. And now that our compost is down over our trenches, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put down some hardwood mulch to insulate our shallots. Now I'm in zone 8, so I'm only going to put about 1 to 2 inches of hardwood mulch down. If you're in a much colder zone, like a zone 6 or a 5, you may want to put down 4 to 6 inches. If you are somewhere in between, pick a number in between. And here is the mulch placed on top of the shallots. Now I used a ground hardwood mulch that is a natural mulch. You do not have to use ground hardwood mulch. You can use grass clippings, you can use leaves, you can use wheat straw, you can use hay, you can use arborist wood chips. Just whatever you do, I urge that you don't use a rot-resistant mulch like cypress or cedar. You want a mulch that will break down over the season and thin out. But whatever you do, do not use a dyed mulch like red, brown, or black mulch. You don't want any synthetic coloring. You also don't want rubber mulch. You don't want stone mulch. You want something that is going to naturally decompose. Everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe for future updates and more videos like these. If you're curious about anything that I use in my garden, everything is in the Amazon storefront link in my video description. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again next time.